Please. So Steve, I see by your application you have some criminal convictions. Could you please tell me a little bit about them?
Well, like I wrote in your application, I got a bit of a past, yeah. But that ain't going to affect the way that I work for you. I've done a little bit of jail and stuff like that, but hasn't everybody?
Yeah?
Well, I just sold some weed to my mates, not a big deal. Ain't like I was trying to hurt anybody. In prison? That was a bit of a joke, to be honest. More like a holiday camp, as they say. I wouldn't have been caught. My mate and grasped me up in the first place. But tell you something. I ain't finished with him yet.
Thanks for sharing that. And that will be all. We'll get back to you. Thank you.
Alright. Nice one.
There's another way of doing it. Notice how our man has smartened himself up. When asked about his past, he takes responsibility for his mistakes and tries to honestly answer the interviewer's possible concerns.
So Steve, I see by your application you have some criminal convictions. Could you please tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, I did 8 months for possession of Class B with intent, and I was arrested when I was younger for drunk and disorderly.
And how long ago was this?
Well, I've been out for 2 months now, and that's why I'm looking for work. I don't think what I did in the past really affects this job at all. I want to be a salesman, and that's why I'm here.
But you haven't done it before, have you?
No, but I regret what I did. I've done my time for it now. I'm not looking for a job out of charity. When I was in prison, I revisited my GCSEs, and I'm doing a course at night school now to get me the qualifications that I need. I mean, this is a career that I want to be in. And I'm interested in working for your firm if you give me the chance.
Okay. Tell you what, I'll give you a 4-week trial.
Oh, great, thank you.
We start on Monday.
Oh,
Does that sound good?
thank you. Yes, it does. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And I'll see you soon.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
That was a nice guy. And next? It's where I grew up, where my family still live. I can't let them down. I know what it's like to grow up there. I know it's tough. The work I do in my community is important to me. I talk to these kids about commitment. I say to them, if you make a commitment, you stick to it. If it's the one thing they can take away from this, then I'll be happy. How can I think about cancelling the session? The school had to re-timetable and reschedule stuff. I know how difficult that was. I do understand there is a backlog of complaints, and now we have an internal audit coming up. I know I need to support the team. But at the end of the day, I've made a commitment, and I have to see it through. What kind of a hypocrite would teach kids that, and then turn around to the school and say, "Oh, sorry you gone to all that trouble, but something more important came up." We do need to get through this audit. It's important for all of us, and I get that. But one of those kids could have been me. It's my responsibility to go back and speak to them. I can't cancel. I'll speak to my boss. I'll explain the situation. I'll tell him. I'll work it out with the team. We'll get the job done. He'll get it. He knows how important this is to me.
This is Rajesh. He runs a startup.
How's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks, Rajesh. Although all our friends have very different jobs, they all have something in common. Rajesh sends his receipts and invoices by... What do you do, Raj?
Me? Nothing. I get my suppliers to email them for me.
Rajesh gets his suppliers to email them. Thanks, Raj. So don't waste time on the annoying things in life. The world has bigger plans for you. Receipt Bank will save you time.
Hello, my name's Mohammed, and I'm going to talk for a few minutes about saving for retirement. Don't worry, I'm not here to do a big sales pitch. I'm someone like you. I work in a company and I've just joined the retirement savings plan. In the past, I've always found excuses not to think about retirement. I felt as if I had lots of commitments already, and maybe there were better things I could do with my money. But the fact is, the day will come when our pay or salaries will stop. And that's it. Then what will we do to maintain the lifestyle we are used to? And that's when it struck me. Perhaps I was being a little short-sighted. Planning ahead should be one of my biggest considerations right now. Because I want my family to be comfortable in the future too. And though some of us may have other assets, it simply might not be enough. People say saving for retirement can be complicated, but is it? It's just a way to build up a pot of money which you can use for retirement. To help provide the lifestyle you want, you need to make sure A. that you have a retirement savings plan, B. that you are saving enough for as long as possible. For me it was easy. My employer did all the work, finding the right provider for the company plan, setting it up and paying in contributions for my long-term benefit. And I can add into it too. Your employer has provided a retirement savings plan, which is likely to provide similar benefits to my plan. This plan is designed specifically for your needs. For instance, you may travel around with your job, relocating to different countries with your company. And when you do, your retirement savings plan goes with you. You don't need to take out a new one. One last thing, the sooner you start, the more time and potential you're giving your money to grow. After all, saving for retirement is a long-term commitment. I suppose that's obvious, but when I saw the difference even a few years could make, I decided to start my plan as soon as I could. I've got to go now. I hope you find all this information useful in making your own decisions. Believe me, it's not as complicated as everyone makes out. Talk to your employer and get started today.